are you wearing?
A Canadian tuxedo. And I'm a hockey player. Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Hawaii Blues fan, we're bleeding blue with you.
Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
Presented by Scott Credit Union, your St. Louis Blues.
Screw it. I already messed it up. So what happened is, just as I was getting ready to come on the show, the O-ring that holds my mic broke. And I wanted to fix it before I came on, so I was trying to fix it in between all the videos, and it didn't work. So here we go. Aloha! Welcome to the Hockey Fan Report. It is the Stanley Cup Finals as the Beast of the West. That's right, the team that won the West, the Vegas Golden Knights, take on the surprise of the East, the team that beat the #1 overall seed in the Boston Bruins, and then in 5 games takes down the vaunted Toronto Maple Leafs, and then takes down the other #1 seed in a sweep in the Carolina Hurricanes. The last team to make the playoffs in the East is the last team standing, the Florida Panthers. Come on, man. I did pretty good as an announcer there. At least I think I did. I mean, maybe I think Jerry Bradshaw is the only one watching me right now, but thank you, Jerry. Marianne Holmes put a thumb in the air, so maybe she's still watching. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a good series. I haven't called it. I haven't said which way it's going to go. To be honest, on paper, if I just went on paper, I would have to give a slight edge to the Knights. The Knights, you know, more points, more goals, da-da-da-da. But Bobrovsky, I mean, you always talk about a hot goalie stealing a series. Bobrovsky stole 3. Right? I mean, a lot of people like to talk, and I talked about this yesterday with Lance, a lot of people love to talk about the forecheck of the Panthers. And you know what? Their forecheck has nothing to do with them winning. Right? And the proof is in the pudding. It's right there in front of people, and they don't want to see it. They do not want to see it. Do not want to see it at all. Nobody wants to see it, but the proof is right there. The Panthers were down 3-1. They put Bobrovsky in, and this man steals the series against Boston, and it rejuvenates him. The forecheck of the Panthers has not changed, did not change from games 1 through 5 in 6, 7, and 8, or in 1 through 4 in 6, 7, or 5, 6, and 7. Man, I'm getting all messed up. It's the same forecheck. It's Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky is what didn't change. And then when in the Carolina series, it's that first game, that 4 overtime game, the 7 periods. They played 2 1/3 games. And that had everything to do. You know, the the Canes were an older team. And this had everything to do with it. Everything to do with it. Ah. Oh man, it is hot in my room today. It is 1:50 here. They've got this game on 3 different channels. Right? I think it's neat that they're doing this. So it's on TBS, TNT, and True TV. Right? And I'm pretty sure it's the same I think it's the same thing on each one. I'm trying to check now to see if they've changed anything. No, it's the same. It's the same one on each one, on TBS, on TNT, on True TV. It's the same, right? So you know what you're getting. Make sure I get my volume so I can hear things. And I actually see now what I wish they would do here is show a different camera view and have different announcers on each one of the channels. Right? I really wish they would do that, but they're not, because this is how they get their ratings. They can combine the ratings of the 3 channels. And this does give it to more people. But then again, more people are going to have TNT than I will. I mean, if people have True TNT, if they have True TV, they're probably going to have TBS and TNT. So I don't think it really opens the market that much. Hoping we get more people watching, but hey, is what it is. I'll stay on as long as I can. I plan on going through. Erickson Krieger, Jason Nichols, and Marion Holmes, thank you for putting your thumbs in the air. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. They got Brady on. I love, there's some Blues fans right now. Brady, you said he would have come to the Blues. Armstrong would have been better. Brady wasn't coming to the Blues. Brady was not coming to the Blues. He was never, ever coming to the Blues. Right? I mean, if you haven't figured that out yet, I mean, come on, guys. If he wanted to go to the Blues, he could have come. He could have easily come. Right? And that it wasn't going to happen. It just wasn't going to happen. Me and Lance were talking yesterday. No problem, Mr. Lance, but we were talking yesterday about Armstrong, and I guess it come out that, I mean, really, the only ones who brought up Armstrong was the Toronto press, that Armstrong's name was never mentioned. It was never, other than the Toronto press, and the Toronto press are what they are. I just, Toronto needs to, they need to pivot. And I don't think they will, because they didn't get a GM that can pivot, right? Until you get rid of Brandon Shanahan and or you give the GM the control he needs, he can't pivot, right? And that's something that's going to need to be done. You know, if they're going to sign Matthew, sign him. Don't wait. Get the talks going now. The problem is no one knows what the cap is going to go up next year. Now, the coming year, we know it's $1 million. The commissioner even come out and said, that's it, $1 million, plain and simple. I don't think so. Did I see your comment? It said, so the Blue Jackets, but I didn't understand what that comment meant, Mary, so I kind of passed over it. Right? I didn't understand what that comment really meant. Give her a second to catch up. I know you guys are on a 15 to 20 second delay. I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to tell you as the game starts, I'm going to tell you what I see. I'm going to give you my insight, whether you know, Babcock. Still don't understand what you're talking about. Oh, Babcock hired. I didn't see that. Did they hire? Hold on. Normally, the NHL doesn't allow any hirings during the finals. So it would have they would have had to hire him yesterday. I'm looking here. Patrick Kane's having surgery. Ooh. I haven't seen that Babcock got hired anywhere, unless I'm missing something. I don't know. I don't think Babcock. You might have me. I'm kind of lost at where you're going with that, Mary. Hired Babcock 6 hours ago. It's not on. It's not on NHL.com, right? I'm looking. I don't see anything. Let me do a team. Here we go. You know what, Mary? I don't know where you got that after, but I'm looking at their website and all of that. I have not seen anything about him getting hired. I'm looking right now and I don't see anything. So you might have gotten a bad rumor there, Mary. I don't see anything. You know what? I think that that's just a rumor. It's not going to be as much if Hill can compete with Bob. It's whether or not it's going to come down to what the Panthers do in the neutral zone and if they can get goals in the net, right? I mean, because Bob's going to stop. I think this is going to be a low score. I really think this is going to be a low scoring finals. Now that I said that, this first game is going to be 7-3 or something like that. Okay, Mary, let me look. I have a feeling you got it from one of them websites. Yeah, I can see right now. Yeah, NHL News Update is a joke. This is not. Yeah, that's a joke website. That's an absolute joke. Sorry, Mary. That you got to be. Some of these. This is not. Yeah. Will not be. Yeah. Not gonna have. That's you just got to be careful. And when you see things like that, go and see if that's an article and read the article. Because a lot of these, Marianne, I really, you know, and I know, I love that you send them to me, but a lot of them I just shake my head. Right? That's one of those where I shake my head. You know, I really look to see. Yeah, that's fake as can be. Because if first of all, the NHL does not allow you to make an announcement during the finals. Nothing. Right? Now, on off days, the between days, the travel days, they may let you announce something. But that's why they post it. There's too many of those. This is why guys that are really trying to get into this profession have such a trouble because of the idiots like that. There's nothing on their website. There's nothing there, and you know, I'm not seeing anything from a high end that tells me that that's possibly true. Right? And Jason, are you looking at the same thing Marianne is? Marianne looked at NHL news updates on Facebook, and I'm almost certain that that's not legitimate at all. Right? Let me try something here. Oops. I'm following them. Uh, I'm looking here. You know, I don't think that. I don't think that's got any truth to it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean they've got some stuff on here. I just I'm not. I think that this is just a joke site, to be honest. Right? I mean, some of it may be head on, but you know, it's like that one group that I think they're on Twitter. They like to put stuff out there and then put the little probably hidden, you know, which is absolute horrible, right? I looked at it. I don't think that that's the case, Jason. I really don't think that that's the case. But hold on, let me see where you got it from. I'm not seeing it there, Jason. I'm looking in the Hawaii STL Blues fan clan, and I'm not seeing it there, bud. Hey, Jason. I share this in my group, so you don't need to share it in the Blues fan clan, bud. That's just one of the groups. I mean, it just this doesn't make sense to share it twice in there. Yeah, I haven't seen anything pop up yet. Oh well. Let's see here. What do we got? No, 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 no. Who's watching today? Come on, guys. David AC. Hey, AC. You know, I'm not taking sides one way or the other. I mean, I have followed Vegas since they came in the league, since they got to go to that Vegas game. And I know here in Hawaii, there's a lot of people that follow Vegas that are starting to, at least. So, it's interesting that Hawaii, I mean, Vegas is considered the ninth island. So we'll just kind of go there. I think it's cool that this is happening. You know, and I think a lot of people are looking at Vegas as the underdog when they're not. They're the favorite in this. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. What do we got here? Oh, the Athletic put it out. Hold on. Uh uh maybe. I don't think that he's the right guy for that. They're saying that his contract runs out on June 30th. Okay. Well, we'll see. I don't know why they would wait that long, especially with the draft as close as it is. Right? So we'll see. I mean, the Athletics is a pretty good source, but I'm still not there. I looked at it. I looked at it. Where are we at? Oh, 6. Well, I guess not a lot of people care. Well, you also got, I think NASCAR's running right now, or might now. They might have already ran. They're at Gateway this weekend. I know there's some other things going on. I know my Bob Morton and his boys have got some stuff going on. I know that the Warriors are playing in a tournament this weekend, so that's where a lot of my fans are, and that's fine. The reason that they're waiting is because he is still getting paid by another team, and they might have something in the contract that says he cannot coach in the NHL till that contract runs out. And I think that's what it is. If anything, that's what it would be. I don't think it's a good hire. Right? Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I wish I'd have been there. I wish I'd have been there, bud. Right? I'm coming home. I am coming home for at least a month, maybe a little bit longer. I'm looking at late August, early September. It's all going to depend on the NHL schedule. I'm waiting for that to come out. Right? Once that comes out, then I can kind of set when I'm coming. There is something I want to see in St. Louis on August 29th, I think it is. Yeah, 29th or 30th. I got to look again. I think it's the 29th at St. Louis Music Park. I won't say what it is because I'll get my man card taken from me. But it is what it is there. So I got to check that out. Jim Barringer, hey buddy, how you doing? Oh man, David, that now you make me jealous. I'd have been there. I'd have whatever reason I couldn't have gone. I'd have hit it my way and gone. I would have loved to see that. I've never seen a NASCAR race. Can't wait to. Can't wait to. I'm hoping next summer I'm going to be home for it permanently. We'll see. You never know, man. I'm going to just keep pushing, and see what happens. Right? Got to start writing again. That's the big thing. I need to really, really start writing again. It's just not. I wish it was as easy as just picking up a pen and sitting down at the keyboard and going. Jason, I guarantee you, if I told you what I wanted to see in St. Louis on that night, I would lose my man card. I would absolutely lose it. Right? Yeah. Oh, Vegas does have a great stadium. I've been there. Go ahead. What do you guys think the score is going to be as we're getting closer and closer to the game starting, about 10 minutes or so? What do you think the score is going to be tonight? I'm giving this one to Vegas. I think this is going to be a very low scoring game, and it's going to be 1-0 or 2-1. That's what I think it's going to be. Maybe 3-1 with an empty netter. It is not opera. Not the Backstreet Boys. Right, David? In fact, David, what I want to go see is from our era. And the Backstreet Boys are not from our era. They're a little bit beyond us. But what I want to go see is something from our era. Somebody out there who knows me is going to know what it is. Oh, here comes Vegas and they're 6 years. They got to come up with a better damn pregame show. What is Bob's? Oh, Bob's on. Okay. No, not Boy George. No, it is not women. If it was women, I wouldn't be losing my man card. I know you can have all the Boy George you want there, David. This thing is so. Yeah, I am, and it's so cheesy. It's been this cheesy since they started. Right? It's been this cheesy since they started. I mean, the guys aren't even drumming. It's all pre-recorded. This is a joke, man. I think this just takes the cheesy level up. Tearing the ice up. Oh no, I got a scammer. Hey, scammer, how are you? Oh, they're not letting me block it. Oh, I don't know why. Oh, because it's on Facebook. That's why on Facebook I can't block it. Got to be on my page, I think. Okay, where you at? The production is outstanding. That was a cheesy as shit. There we go. Trying to find this so I can. There we go. Now I can make it go away. There we go. Delete that comment. Don't need that horse shit. Oh well. I love it, David. Oh man. Oh, you missed it yesterday, David. I was calling out a scammer. I was absolutely calling out a scammer. Some person telling me, I love someone will message me and say, I'm with the federal government and we have a grant to give you. First question I ask them, what's your email address? First question I ask them. Because, David, you may know this, the federal government has made it illegal to post about any program on social media unless it is an approved page, right? Like a Facebook page, like the whitehouse.gov page. That they can do it on. They can't do it on Facebook, just, a government worker going, hey, I'm a government worker and this is that. They can't do it. It's illegal. Right? And I call them out, and then I start reading some of the comments. People have sent this lady their driver's license. I mean, you're just asking to get fucking scammed. People, be smart. Ask questions. Ted Lasso said, don't be judgmental. Be curious. And whenever you see something like that, be curious. Ask questions. Straight up ask questions. I don't know, man. I've seen this from them before the intro, and I think it's just a joke. Right? I really think, to me, the NHL needs to stop it because I mean that was just, it's cheesy. Right? And no one else does anything like that. Some of them have a head or comes down or something like that, but none of this cheesy stuff. Google's my best friend. Does the singer's last name start with an S or the band start with a P? The singer's last name starts with an S. I think you got it. You may have gotten it. No, there's only two I can think of, maybe a few more, but I mean, well, when you say Stanley Cup veterans, do you mean have they won it or were they in it? Because that's a difference, Oh, yeah. He can still sing. Yes, he can. Yeah, I think Stahl's been to the finals before. I think there's probably been about, I'd say 6 to 8 of them that I know of. I know 2 for sure. Right? I know 2 for sure. There might be more. Right? Let's see who they're going to start. Right? Did you know, Jason, did you notice where he's playing at? That's the other reason I want to go see it. It's where he's playing at. I think they're $85, bud. I still don't know if I'm going to be home for it. It's all going to depend on there's a few things it's going to depend on. Look it up again. It's more. It has the reason. It's kind of the reason why I want to go to it because of where it's at. Hill's been. I didn't know Hill's been in 6 seasons. Wow. Actually, I just thought of something. You asked that question about who's been in the finals. I think I have a way of figuring that out. See if I could pull something up here. Yeah, Barbashev and Petrangelo are the 2 that I know of for sure. They are 2 that I know of for sure. I'm looking here. Give me a second. Here we go. I'm trying to find it for you, bud. I'm looking. Okay, here we go. In the finals, Vegas. Oh, Vegas has got a bunch that have been in the finals. Barbashev, Carrier, Carlson, Kessel. Oh, I forgot about Kessel. He's been twice. Marcia Shaw, Martinez. He's got 2. McNabb, Petrangelo, Smith, Stephenson, and Theodore. And then Quick, who's the backup goalie, has 2. And then Cassidy, this is his second. So right there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't count 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 on Vegas. And we got 4. Hernquist, Stahl, Eric Stahl, Mark Stahl, and both Stahls, and Vihegi. And Eric Stahl has been twice, once with Carolina, once with Montreal. Hornquist twice with Pittsburgh. So there you go, and the puck is dropped. You haven't figured it out where it is yet, Jason? So there we go. There's the answer to your question, David. I haven't used that site in a while. I got to use it or I lose it. So it is the exact same thing they're showing on yeah, me too. I didn't think there were that many, but I forgot about, there's still guys on Vegas that were there the first season. And then, you got, Kessel, with 2 of his there. So, I mean, there's guys. I was pretty sure that Vegas had guys, but I didn't know about, I didn't know about the Panthers. I was, so, the Panthers having Hornquist, the 2 with, his 2 are the same as Kessel's. Right. So, I mean, there's guys there. And then you're looking at, just with Vegas, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that were there with Vegas the last time they went. And then one of the guys, Stephenson, was on Washington at the same time. Then you've got Petrangelo and Barbashev that went and won it in 19. So there you go. Looks like the Panthers. No, they split. They split. So we'll see, I'm enjoying this. Not an iconic place. It's that where he's at's not an iconic place. And I think calling him iconic is a little okay, bud. Hope you come back around. I'll be here every game. I mean, he's playing with 2 others, I think, or 3 others. One of them, the song is iconic, right? One of them, the absolute song is just iconic, right? And I think he's playing with 2 others. And I can't remember. I know there's 4 acts, right? And he's headlining. I'm looking at something, guys. I'm watching this too. I'm paying attention. Oh, there's Bob's on. We can definitely say that. Bob is on. What I was looking for. God, I hate the way some of these web browsers come up. Yeah, actually, two of the so two of the other these with four of them, and basically they all have at least one like epic song, right? So that's the thing. They've all got like one epic song. Yeah, I think each one of the acts has at least one like iconic song. Is anybody even watching me besides Jason? Oh, that was I can't. Yeah, that was offsides. I was pretty sure it was. Hey, Aaron, how you doing, bud? I see three watching, two on the Blue Note fan report, and one and now four. Only got 4 likes, but hey, it is what it is. You know, we'll be here for a while. Eichel's got to be Eichel in order for the Knights to win, right? And that's the thing that I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Yeah, see, tried to do too much there, absolutely, and that's what I've been talking about. That's the issue in NHL right now. This forcing the puck through the zones, and instead of moving the puck around, sometimes just going back. Oh, Barbashev got it poked away. I mean, they're coming for the. Ooh, just lost his edge. Florida's not even letting. I mean, they are not. They are trying to keep the Knights from getting the puck deep at all. Pangelo lost it. Well, I mean, interesting deal. You can hop on anytime you want there, Win. Jason, it is what it is. I mean, I am an acquired taste. I'm like beer, right? And I have learned that. I have figured it out that, I'm not for everybody, but I'm for the ones that want to be here. And that's why I'm here, Uh, I've had a rough time with some things and thought about quitting, but you know what? I'm not going to do that. Because if I quit, I'm quitting on myself. And I need to make sure that I don't quit on myself right now. While I'm in St. Louis, I'm going to try and drum up a sponsor or two to make the show better next year, next season, and see what we can do on that. Oh, Penger! Oh, that was a nice shot. Oh, that's cool, Win. That's cool. Hockey's never over. Hockey's a 12-month sport, and a lot of people don't understand that. Actually, I got to go probably tomorrow and pick up my hockey news draft preview. Right now, I'm thinking the Blues take 3 picks. Right, I really do. I think that Armstrong has kind of got his heart set on a rebuild instead of a reload, and he's looking at 3 to 5 years. Um, so you got to. I mean, I don't know, man. It's kind of. You look at Vegas. Vegas was out of the playoffs last year, and they won their division. You know, and I talk about this all the time, right? The difference. I don't know about that, Aaron. I don't think that that's going to happen. I don't think the knee and surgery is going to happen. I really don't. But I could be wrong. And I don't see a sweep either. Right? We're 12. We got 12, just over 12 minutes to go in the first. Shots are 3 apiece. Barbashev has definitely paid himself into a bigger one. Yeah, I got to pick mine up to just kind of. I think the Blues have, and if I remember right now, it's picks. They have picked 29, 10, I want to say 24, right? Something like that. So here we go. The Blues we'll have pick 25, 29, yeah, 25, 29, and 10. Yeah, so we get pick 29. 29, 25, and 10. So we'd always thought that that we were going to get that pick in the top four. We knew Dallas or the Rangers, one of those was going to end up in the top four and the bottom four. The bottom four pick. Oh, now see, I just saw now right there. Hill should get suspended. Right there, he just used his blocker. That's the exact same thing that Bennington did. Not happening. Not happening. I think Hill needs to get ejected. Hill needs to get ejected. I'm sorry, Hill needs to get ejected. He used his blocker. He threw a punch with his blocker. That's right. Yeah, that should have been Aiden Hill should have been ejected. Absolutely should have been ejected. Puck goes in the netting. I'm with you, Jason. Ah. Woo. Need to get some air going. Airflow. Oh my goodness! Panthers score a shorty. What a play! What a play! Wow! What a play! What a play! Wow. There you go, just for you, Jason. That was just oh wow. Post. White Cloud's taking some good shots. They're leaving White Cloud open. Up, Vegas to the box. That goal by Stahl was a beautiful one. That right there showed Hill's inexperience, even though he's been in the league 6 years. Oh, ow. We're on a commercial break here. I'm just checking some stuff here real quick. Excuse me. Yeah. Just scared somebody away. I thought Vegas would score first. I really did. And I do think this is going to be a low scoring game. Oh, Kachuk hit the post. Frangelo picks off Kachuk. They practice a lot. They play a lot of hockey together. Oh, City's playing today. Hey, Danny, how you doing? Oh, he nailed the post. What's funny, the goal that he scored in overtime, that in that 4 overtime winner, I actually watched him practice that with Jamie Rivers. I thought about that when he scored it. I'd seen him do that before. That was something that Rivers had him practicing. I just don't think the Cards are going to have a losing season. You can't get that far behind 500 and come out with a winning season. I mean, and it's showing. It's just too hard to get back. You can't lose that many games in a row when you're that far behind. Then when I say that, I remember the 2004 Cardinals. I want to say, no, I was at the 2006 Cardinals. They had 2 10-game losing streaks in that season. But I also think when they had those losing streaks, they were up. They weren't so far, they didn't get that far behind. They need a lot better than just pitching. They need a lot more than just pitching, bud. There's still 7 games behind 500. And I think the worst they've been is 11. They've made some of it up, but it's really hard to get it all back. Full strength, got just over 4 minutes to go. They are taking the puck behind Hill, so they must be something in the scouting report on him. There you go, forcing the puck in. I don't understand that. I still, it's what they do. It's what they do, and it's hard to get away from that sometimes. But they got to learn to stop doing that. Florida to the box. Yep, Danny Johnson just told us that they were up 1-0, bud. Oh no, it's on them all. There's a lot of mistakes going on in that team right now. That's why I think they're a dysfunctional family, right? That's what I think. Ah, St. Louis's city is just absolutely controlling this game from what I'm looking at. Yeah, absolutely controlling this game. At least that's what it looks like to me from the stats. Oh, hey, you. Sorry about that. Where we at? So we got about 3:20 to go in the period. Vegas is on the power play for another 145. I wonder if the Panthers could end up with another shorty. I don't think so, but Brabowski was right there. He was not giving that up. That could be a bad thing. That could be a bad thing. There we go. Tie game. Power play goal. I have it, but I don't know if it's free today. I think you have to pay for today's game, and I'm not. I don't watch it enough. I'm not in it. Oh no, it is free on Apple TV. So let's see if I can get it. Hate this two-factor sign-in crap. There we go. I can watch it. I gotta turn the sound down. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Hopefully you can't. I'm not sure how to get to the volume on this one. Oh, I got it. The problem is it's just I can't turn the sound down right now, and that's kind of the issue for me. I don't know why it's not letting me turn the sound down. It's not letting me turn the sound down, so I'll kind of have to deal with it. I'm going to watch it for a little bit. Actually, I can do that because you guys can still hear me. I don't have anybody on, so if I had somebody on, I'd have to change it up a little bit. I've seen like 3 or 4 different people doing live streams like I am, and yeah, I'm just ignoring them. Because it will kill me when I see how many of them are doing. Yeah, possible, Aaron. Oh, good steal. I'm trying to watch 2 different things at once here. Oh, there's the end of the first there. Winnie's going to pop on, so once he does, I'm going to have to stop the soccer game. The intermission report. How you doing, Aaron? I'm enjoying it. Winnie should be popping on. Let's see what he's got to say about this. I'm just kind of looking at some things real quick. Fun fact. Boston is the only sports city to have 2 top teams to make the playoffs, lose to an 8-seeded team from Florida in the same year. Interesting. Who's the other one? Are you talking about Celtics? I didn't think the Heat were an 8 seed, were they? I disagree with that right off the bat, bud, because didn't Boston make it to the Eastern Conference Finals? They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They couldn't have lost to an 8 seed. Right? Because if Miami was an 8 seed, they would have played Boston in the first round, wouldn't they have? I don't know. Maybe the NBA does something weird or different, but that's how I would have looked at it. I'm kind of looking it up here. No, see, yeah, the Celtics were a second overall seed, not a first, and yeah, so I mean, maybe that they were one in their. See that you got to look at the way the NBA does their things. Yeah, but Boston wasn't number 1; they were number 2 because they don't do a 1-2-3 wild card one. They do a 1 through 8, and it's different, right? It's different. So Boston wouldn't have been a number 1 seed. That's what I'm trying to get at. They were listed as a number 2 seed. They may have won their division, and you could say division winners. That would probably be better. Right? Who's here? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Here he is, the man, the myth, and the legend. Nick from Windy City Hockey. Hey, Nick, how you doing?
Doing all right.
Hold on, let me turn your volume up. There you go.
Yep, doing all right.
Hold on, I gotta stop the soccer game I was watching. There we go, because I couldn't hear. What do you think of the first period so far?
It was much better played by Florida than I was going to expect after having a 10-day break.
Yeah. Florida did come out pretty well. I'm surprised Aiden Hill's still playing in this game.
Yeah, he should have been ejected.
That's what. See, I come out and said that because I remember when Bennington did this. Oh my God, how bad he was, you know. And Hill did the exact same thing. He hit him with the blocker.
Exactly, and
not even looked at.
I honestly, when I saw it happen, I thought he was going to get ejected out of the game because that's actually part of the rule book.
Yeah. Right.
And Florida was the only team that got a penalty in that brawl.
Yeah. Hill should have been ejected. Now, here's a question for you. And I thought about this. If your goaltender gets ejected, who do they have as the E-bug? Or do they not have an E-bug? Do they allow you to use somebody from the Black Aces?
I believe they can use a black ace as an emergency backup.
Emergency goaltender?
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
Because the acting backup for Vegas is Jonathan Quick.
Yeah. Yeah, they're showing the play with the shorthanded goal.
Mm-hmm.
Stick that went over the net and broke. But that was stalled, absolutely fake Hill out on that one.
Oh yeah. That was a great play by Eric Stahl.
Yeah.
For a guy who was
David
out of the NHL last year and back in the Cup final is good to see.
Yeah. I mean, the last time the first time he won the cup, when he won the cup, was in 2006.
Yeah, this is his third time in the Cup final. Yep. He was in the Cup final with Montreal just a couple of years ago.
Yep. I seen that. So what did I miss? What did the goaltender do? So there was a scuffle, and Aiden Hill, the Knights goaltender, he threw his glove hand,
which would have been
fine. Around and
if with him throwing his glove hand, that is fine to do, but then he went with the blocker,
and he connected.
Yes,
right. That should have been an automatic hands up, and the ref was right there.
Oh yeah,
right. This is So Danny's telling me, so when you look at, I see what Danny's trying to say. So he was saying a fun fact is that Boston is the only sports city to have two top teams make the playoffs to lose to a number 8 seed from Florida in the same year. I have a problem with that because in the NBA, while Boston won their division, they weren't a quote unquote number 1 seed.
Yeah,
they were number 2 seed. No, they were number 2 seed. I looked it up. You got to remember, they beat the Heat in the conference finals. The Heat played Milwaukee, who was the number 1 seed in the first round. Now, yeah, they won their division. If you want to say division winners, okay, I get it. But you can't say that they were a number 1 seed because technically they weren't. Right? That's just the way I look at it. I know. I'm not trying. I'm going to make Danny all mad at me, I'm sure. What do you expect for the second period there, bud?
I think we are going to see a lot of the same, if not a little bit more tighter hockey.
Yeah, I said I expected a low scoring game. 2-1, 1-0, 3-1, something along those lines with an empty netter.
If it's a low scoring game, if it is low scoring, that does play in favor for the Panthers.
Yeah, I think a low scoring game plays more into Vegas than it does the Panthers. I would think a shootout plays into Vegas.
Vegas has more tends to put up more goals than Florida does.
Yeah.
So if it does remain a low scoring game, this does play in favor for Florida.
I see. To me, with Bobrovsky, I mean, he's only going to, if he's only going to give up 1 or 2 goals, it does make it very. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I mean, it could go either way for me, right? To me, the way I kind of look at it, Bob's going to give up maybe 1 or 2. It's up to Florida now to score, and Hill, if he's on, he's on.
Yeah.
Right, and we've seen that, in against Dallas, 2 shutouts in the last 4 games.
Yeah.
Right, but if it's a shootout now, where Bob is giving up goals, then to me that favors Vegas more than it does. So it's kind of reversed for me.
Okay.
Right. Does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
Right. I mean, I could see in a low-scoring game. I think that if it's a low-scoring game, Hill has to be on. I mean, on. And if Hill is on, that gives Vegas the chance to get one or two of them funky ones past Bobrovsky. One he didn't see, one he got confused with. I mean, what happened with the first goal, right? But if it's a shootout where Bobrovsky's giving up goals, Hill can be a little. Now it puts the onus on Vegas on the Panthers to score, and in most cases the Panthers have not had. The Panthers have been just won low scoring games, right? They haven't won a shootout, so that's why I kind of flip flop that a little bit to where if Bobrovsky's giving up goals, I mean Hill's giving up goals. So that's kind of the way I look at it. If that made any amount of sense at all,
I guess.
Yeah, I do see where you said top teams, but for me, when you say a top team, I'm thinking, the number one seed. So that's the only difference there, Danny. And I apologize, bud. I apologize there, bud. Are you ready for the draft?
Yeah.
Do you think they're taking Bedard?
Yes.
No, ands, ifs, or buts are taking Bedard.
I am 99.99999% sure the Hawks will take Connor Bedard.
What if he has some bad interviews?
I don't think that's going to happen. Bedard's one of those players who actually does interview well.
I disagree. I think his interviews are very awkward. I think they're very you can tell he's searching for the words. Hey, Louie! I'm just cheering for a good series, buddy. Louie used to do a podcast called VKG Coverage. I think you know Louie, right?
I know who Louie is.
Okay. Right, yeah. So I think it was Louie that introduced us, wasn't it?
I don't know.
It may have been. It may have been. I don't remember. Hey, Louie, if you want to hop on, let me know, bud. I'll send you a link. You're more than welcome, man.
Well, Louie, I am wearing
wearing Panthers gear.
The Panthers have always been a second team to me. I've always liked the Panthers.
I get that. And to me, I think it's great. I just tried to reach out to everyone that was making vids, regardless of their size, compared to mine. Unsubbed. I don't know. Hopefully, you unsubbed. You're in trouble. All right. No, Louie, I mean, when I was starting out, you were there for me, bud, and I appreciate it. And I'm still a small channel. I mean, my growth is stunted. I've been smoking too much because my growth is absolutely stunted, but it is what it is, and I don't care. I made some great friends. I mean, Wendy, you, some other, I have people that I consider better friends now that through this show that I've never met than people I've known 20 years. So, right, is what it is, right? And you're unsubbed, I guess.
Whatever. Still 50 subscribers away.
I don't know. For some reason, I got nobody watching me on YouTube today. I don't think anybody's watching me on YouTube today.
People are watching the Cup final.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've gotten some, what do you call it, alerts, other people that do this, they're doing it. And I haven't pulled up to see how many viewers they got because I'll get pissed off. So, I know I'm a tough cup of tea. We got you, Louie. I mean, you're more than welcome to come on, man. All you got to do is let me know, and I'll send you the link. Right? I know you don't do this anymore, and you may not have the gear, but you're more than welcome. Oh, AC on YouTube. I think you're the first one today that's been on. I'm not showing anybody from YouTube. Surprising. Yeah, there you go. No problem. Yeah, they did do well in the playoffs, and that was good for them. I don't think that they'll do. I think they're going to have a rough season next season. I think expectations might be a little too high going into this.
I don't think I think the way Seattle has their team structured, I think it's pretty. They would still have a good chance to make the playoffs because of the Pacific Division style of play.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I could see that, but I don't know. I think the Pacific could do a little bit of a flip. I think you could see some teams like Calgary. Calgary, I don't think will. I think Calgary might struggle next year.
Well, they struggled all year last year, also this last
Right?
season, also.
They made the playoffs this year, right?
No, they missed.
Oh, they missed. Okay. Damn, my
They were
head's
one
not
of the
where it
worst
is.
teams in the Pacific.
Who was the other wild card other than Seattle? Was that Vegas or not Vegas? The Kings.
I believe so.
I don't know. I couldn't remember there. Let me kind of look at something here. Da da da. I don't know why. I haven't looked at my bracket. My bracket was junk, man. I didn't even get anything right. So, let's see. Oh, Winnipeg was Seattle and Winnipeg. All right, so we went 4-4. I think Winnipeg was one of the only teams that I really got like really close to what they ended up doing. Right. I had Minnesota falling off. I had Colorado falling off. I didn't think Colorado was going to win the division at all. I thought Vegas was going to be out of the playoffs. I thought Calgary was going to be, and they didn't miss the playoffs by much, 2 points.
They kept losing to teams like the Blackhawks. They got swept by those type of teams this year. Well, Guy, I'm going to hop off because the start of the second period is here.
No problem, bud.
Right.
See ya. I don't know, for some reason, I'm not showing anybody watching on the Blue Note. Yeah, that's what they're kind of taught that. And that's the thing that I think needs to get taken out of the game. Oh, wow, that should have been a goal. Wow, did Hill make one? And this puck's still alive. Wow. Hill is on it tonight. If he stays like that, like I said, this will be a low-scoring game. Barbashev strong on the puck. Oh, wow. Barbashev to Eichel, that looked good. I like that. Wow, that was just wow. Man, when I get home, David, we got to go out. We got to get a couple guys together and go out. I got a question for you, Dave, and I'm probably going to get shot asking this question of you. But like any of your guys drive a Razor? You know, I know you're in a couple of clubs and that. There any of your guys, you know, drive a Razor, something like that? Oh wow, Petrangelo saved that goal too. Yeah, Cousins would have. I see that should have gotten called just being played with the high stick because I'm pretty sure Cousins touched it while it was up in the air. Yeah, I can't wait to hopefully see him next year. Oh, hope he made the same kind of save. That's cool. Ah, hoping there was someone I could ride with so I could, go around with you guys. Oh, now see, that's the exact type of play I'm talking about that doesn't get done. Play wasn't there, and he threw it back behind the net and, around the boards to another guy. Oh, wow. What a save by Bobrovsky. Nice. Power play coming up for the Knights. Yeah, I won't be there for that. Interesting power play that Vegas is running. I like Florida's penalty kill right now. They are pressing it. And Bobrovsky handles that shot, but Florida is coming up on the puck. As the puck goes around, they're closing in when it's down low, and when it goes up high, they kind of fall back into their spots. But that right there made sure that Bobrovsky could see the puck. That's what's important. Make sure Bobrovsky sees the puck. It's the so far 2 shots on the power play. They got it just under 30 seconds, about 20 seconds to go. Arby's getting ready to party, it looks like. Nice direction by Barbashev. Oh, if Waugh doesn't touch that, that might go in. Yeah, I'm on Spectrum, and so far I'm working good. My Spectrum's working. Rowski just in there. Stone's having a really good playoff. Next game is Monday, I think. Yeah, Monday. I actually might have to cancel something on Monday. Yeah. Yep. Oh, I got to cancel something. Oh, wow. Eichel stayed with that. These teams are somewhat similar, and that's something important. I mean, the similarities show up a lot. Oh, my goodness. Commercial. I'm going to get me a soda. I'll be right back. Stand by. Still 1-0, Danny? Down a man, Danny. If Vegas wins this, they'll be like the second team in 3 years or 5 years to win the cup after missing the playoffs the year before. Who's third home game? Oh, it looks like the red card got reduced to a yellow card, bud. Sorry, I'm hungry. I know, I love it. I love it. I mean, it very well could, Danny. I mean, the first 4 games are kind of going to give you everything. In the first 2, I see it being a split. I really do. I see it being a split out of the first 2, and we'll see what happens after that. Sorry, I'm hungry. Well, you got to be in Hawaii, bud. Got a feeling the Yotes. I love how Salt Lake or Houston, but Kansas City not like. I don't think they're going to move. The commissioner is sold on the Phoenix area. They're not moving. They're good. The NHL is going to do what they can to keep them there. You know, I'm not Danny. I think that the commissioner is sold on Phoenix and that team's not going anywhere. Right? Don't know why. My guess, and I can only guess. There's one thing that you have to remember remember with the NHL and with Phoenix, right? Gary Bettman is the first commissioner in the NHL, right? And when did he come in? I want to say he came in the late 80s, early 90s. I want to say that he came from the NBA, but I might be wrong on that. Yeah, so he came in 93. Yeah, and he was the senior vice president, general counsel to the NBA. So, and you got, so I think Arizona was one of the first teams that like it came in when expansion happened, right? Was it 24 teams? 2 more were announced by the Florida Panthers and the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Arizona wasn't they weren't a expansion team though. They were a team that moved, I think, if I remember right. Oh, there we go. Vegas gets one. Theodore. Yeah, they came from Winnipeg. So I think that was that might be why he wants to keep that down there, because he pushed that southern expansion. Oh, that almost could have been interference. That almost could have been an interference there. Well, now what's important is how Florida answers. I mean, it's a good game so far. I mean, it doesn't feel lopsided at all, and it's not, obviously. Chuck had a nice little turnover there, but he couldn't capitalize with it. Sometimes I think he tries to do too much. Vegas was the top seed the year they won it. The first year they went too. They were the home team. They had the home ice advantage. Oh, wow. Barbie just got wrestled to the ice. Surprised Barbie has an A. That really surprises me. Am I right? Does he have an A? No, he doesn't have an A. My bad. That's the Stanley Cup patch. Shaggy! Shagalicious! Ah. Shaggy Shagalicious, king of the New York Rangers. I know I like watching me eat. Oh well. I think I sent you an invite, Shags. Yeah, I did actually. Love Shaggy. Well, Jack Eichel just told me he was tired. Somebody just told me it was time to hydrate. So I kind of want to see this movie, Asteroid City. It looks like it's going to be a good one. He might be back at the intermission. It's there, bud. You've seen it. Oh, maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did and I didn't. Sorry, bud. Yeah, we probably should have won that one. I don't think that that's what they're focused on. But I think that I think this is a team that is actually focused on the MLS Cup, of getting to that point. Now that's a foul. Well, that was not a good penalty at all. Well, 2-0. No, I haven't seen him put it on the board yet. That's the soccer score. There it is. See, there's one thing about. See, I look at St. Louis City, and to me, they're like the Seattle Kraken in a way. When Vegas came into the league, I mean, the Vegas was a financial decision. It had nothing to do with the fan base or anything like that. Vegas had to get a team that they could win now. They needed to make the playoffs that first season. They needed a deep run. They needed to teach their fans hockey. They needed to get fans excited. Coming in and losing early was not going to work for them. Now, Seattle, on the other hand, already had a fan base and had a knowledgeable hockey fan base because of how close they are to Vancouver. I mean, that right there sets everything up, right? Set everything up and made it to where it was going to be like that. I mean, it just set it all up. And they had a tough first year, but then this year they came through. They were drafting and all that stuff. They've got that. They could lose a year and get in. Now, St. Louis City, on the other hand, they're in the same boat. They could have lost this year, yet they played smart, and then they saw how well that MLS Next or MLS 2 did. And because of that excitement that they got up, they kind of built their team based on that. And because of that, they're winning. And if they can make, I don't know the playoff system of the MLS. I guess I got to kind of read it and look it up. If they could get in the playoffs, they don't have to win the league, but just get in the playoffs. Oh my goodness. That just sets them up for so much success down the road. Yeah, it could have been better. Yeah, I need to learn about that stuff. I'm going to do some reading up on it. Hold on a second, Shags.
How we doing, guy?
There we go. Now I can hear you. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Not bad. Good game one so far.
So far, intense. 1 second.
I like what I'm seeing. I thought this was. I looked at this from the get-go. This is going to be a low-scoring series all the way around.
You know, the Panthers really, their defense is not necessarily their necessary strength, but they've been playing these teams really well. I think a lot of people have not realized the fact that the Panthers beat a very good Bruins team, and they came down 3-1. They literally proved everything you needed to be proved out there. You know what I mean? So you can never. That's why going into, first of all, let's go back to something, guy, because we haven't talked since both those series, and I wrote down exactly what we predicted. So you had the Hurricanes in 5, and
Yeah, I know. I knew
Stars,
you were gonna give me crap about that.
Oh yeah, and guy, you had the Stars in 6. I had the Panthers in 6 and the Golden Knights in 5.
You got me.
Yeah, I definitely did.
Well, that 5 overtime game is what gave it. Well, the 4 overtime game is what did the Carolina in.
Right.
That right there, and the fact that those games were just all so close.
Yeah, 100%. No, those games were very, very close.
For me, Dallas's goaltending Ottinger just finally ran out of steam. He could only do so much. Right? Yeah. And that's where that came out. Ottinger is a better goalie than Hill.
100%. Right? No, that's 100%.
Right. And for me, like for this here, if it's going to be low scoring, I think that actually plays into the Panthers a little more than the Knights. But if it's high scoring, it plays into the Knights. Right? I mean, if Bob is on, it's going to be, well, actually a little bit different. If Bob is on and these games are low scoring, I think that might help the the Knights.
As of right now, there are there's 2 things that stand out to me. The first thing that stands out to me is both hits and shots are very close, which right away tells me that neither team is really giving away too much, nor is either team taking away too much. I mean, the Golden Knights are beating them in both takeaways.
Well, my only thing so far, my only call, the refs screwed this game up at that very early. Aiden Hill should have been given should have been out. Should have gotten a major. And been out. He should have gotten a game. Misconduct. He punched the Knights player with his blocker.
Right.
That should have been an automatic game. Right? Automatic. And they let it go. And because of that, now you've got this stuff. And I actually think that all of this is going to help the Knights a little bit better than the Panthers. I mean, I don't care who wins. I honestly don't.
You know what's funny is I was thinking to myself over the weekend that I was looking at the cup and saying to myself, like, who honestly do I want to win? And I said, so on the one hand, I said to myself, well, I am, a very big fan of the newer teams, the Golden Knights, the Kraken. Those are teams
Yeah.
that I do definitely find that I have no hate against them. They haven't yet really like hurt my teams or really, been something to hate. On the other hand, the Panthers are a team that why would you not want to root for Matthew Tkachuk? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
that right there, second generation player, and his dad never made it to the finals.
Right. So I said to myself, well, I don't know. So I honestly don't care who wins. I personally would love to see Kachuk win it. I think it's less about. I think when people look at this, most cups, Guy, and tell me if you agree with this, is that most cups we had a team versus team. Everyone felt like I'm going for this team or that team. I mean, look at last year's especially, right? You had the Avs and the Lightning, and you said to yourself, okay, it's the Avs versus the Lightning. It wasn't Vasilevsky versus Makar. It's one. It was either the Lightning's legacy or the Avalanche making big history, and that's what the line was. But if you look at the headline for this game right now, it's Matthew Tkachuk and the Panthers versus and Bobrovsky obviously showing up somewhere out of nowhere versus pretty much the Golden Knights. So it's not a matchup of team versus team. I think everyone just wants to see Tkachuk.
Yes.
Wow.
2-2.
Wow.
What a shot.
Wow.
Duclair, what a shot. That was just, Hill had no chance. It gets that face off and Duclair just comes in and fires it at the net. And it hit something. It hit something. So it bounced off something. Oh, wow. And it 5-holed him.
Thank you for watching the game. It's going to the third period.
Say again?
No. I was telling my wife to tune in.
Well, there's the end of the second. And that right there, that was huge.
And now here's the question. Does the Panthers take that momentum into the third and steal game one? Or do the Golden Knights take that as a wake-up call?
Oh, that's good question. I think this is a bigger goal. I thought low scoring game, 2-1, 1-0, even 3-2 to me is a low scoring game. I can see that still. I see two. Here's the thing. And this is one of the things that I don't remember if I talked to you about this or not. I've heard so much, and I don't think I've talked to you about this. I've heard so much about forecheck, right? And I look at this Florida Panthers team, and I go, they don't have that much of a forecheck. No, it's not the forecheck everyone thinks it is. And then I go, and I can prove this to you. I can prove to you that their forecheck has very little to do with why they're where they are. Right? And the reason I say this is, go back to the first round. They were down 3-1. Right? Being down 3-1, they turn around and come back and win that series. What was the difference?
The pressure.
Nope.
And it was the scoring and the clutch play.
Oh, it was Bobrovsky. They put Bobrovsky in.
Like that, yeah.
Right? They put Bobrovsky in. The forecheck didn't change. And they still were down. They were down 3-1.
Okay, but what do you? Okay, but let's think about it this way. What's the one thing that you could tell me that no matter, even if you have a forecheck, won't matter? How do you beat that forecheck? If you don't have a forecheck, how do you play?
If you don't have a forecheck, you need to move that puck. You need to keep that puck.
And what do the Panthers do?
You need to be on a cycle. The Panthers cycle very, very well.
The Panthers cycle very well, and you can't really hold that cycle down pretty well because
And
they're
the other
cycling
thing
it.
the other thing the Panthers do is they capitalize off of your mistakes. Right? And that was that first goal. The first goal was proof of that. They capitalized off of somebody's mistake. And that's where good teams go. Right? Good teams will definitely capitalize off your mistakes, and they'll wait around, they'll hang around, and they do that. Yeah, I do think I think this whole series is going to be low scoring. Right?
Well, I honestly think that as much as that's true, I can't see the Golden Knights or the Panthers blowing out each other, but I could see a couple of 5-4 games.
Both goalies have got to be off for that to happen. Right?
I can expect that if this series goes deep, it'll be low scoring. If it ends in 5 or 6, there's going to be a 5-4 or
yeah. If it ends short, yeah. If it ends in 4 or 5, yeah, there's going to be a couple of them. But if it does stay low scoring, it's going to go.
So there was something I noticed. So last year the Rangers made it to that championship round and they lost. One of the reasons they lost is stamina. You know what I mean? They were a young team and didn't have that stamina. One thing both these Panthers and the Golden Knights team have is a veteran.
The Golden Knights have a lot of veterans,
right? But you even have Duclair on the Panthers with Bobrovsky, and Kachuk's pretty much a veteran. I mean,
he's younger, but
no. But you know what I mean? Veteran. It means they've played their huge share of hockey.
Yeah. For me, you got to look at. I was looking at the NHL site, the media site, and they have how many Golden Knights have played in the finals, and then how many Panthers have played in the finals. Right, and there's only 4 Panthers that have played in the finals. I think the total is 6 finals. Right, whereas. Hold on. So I know 4 Panthers have played in the finals, right? And let me pull it up here in a second. So Hornquist, Stahl, and Vengay. That's it.
Is Hornquist playing?
Yeah. I don't know if he's playing. He's on Florida though.
I know, but he didn't play. He's not playing. He's out for the season, right?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
I think Hornquist is not playing.
You go to Vegas, and this is the Vegas players that have played in the finals. You ready? Barbashev, Carrier, Carlson, Kessel, Marchessault, Martinez, McNabb, Pietrangelo, Smith, Stephenson, and Theodore. Right? They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rings. To Florida's 4. Right? And you said Hornquist is out, so is he out?
I'm checking right now. Yeah, Hornquist is not playing.
Okay. Yeah, well, he's not in today's game.
No. I think he was out for the year. Yeah, he's out for the season.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't played since December because of a concussion.
Okay.
He had multiple concussions, so basically I think he took off. So there's a whole article on the NHL network, on the NHL site, on how the effect that he's had from the bench, of the fact that, he's a veteran, 36 years old, sitting on a bench. He's done his, his share of amount. He said he sits there by practices on the side. He comes to practice. You could.
I don't even see him listed on here.
No, he's not. He's not. He's not on the roster.
Yep. I'm not on that. I'm not completely on that. I think that Vegas has the guys that can win this.
I think though that it's going to be. I think that the Panthers have the better goalie though.
Oh yeah, obviously. Right.
So with that, you could have a game where Bobrovsky stands on his head and doesn't allow the Golden Knights anywhere, and they're just going to be frustrated the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, Hill's caught lightning in a bottle, but Bob has just turned the clock back, and you're talking about Vegas going low to high, and guys getting in the middle of the ice, but with Vegas has not had any good, what do you call it? Cycles at all. I haven't seen really good cycles from Vegas this game. There's somebody there with
one of the reasons why, by the way, they haven't had a great cycles. I believe that the Panthers are playing too fast.
That's part of it, but the Panthers are capitalizing on mistakes.
Well,
I don't know if you've seen this. I don't know if you're watching this, but there's a guy with a Blues Gretzky jersey standing behind Gretzky.
Oh, yeah. Stop it.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. He's got his back. He had his back turned while they had the camera on Gretzky, and he's trying to, but he couldn't get it shown. There it is. There it is. He's in.
Yeah. What's your belief on wearing? Let's say I go to a game, a random game between two teams, and I wear a third team's.
I've done it. I have done it.
No. Do you believe that if I go to a game and I'm not wearing the jersey of either of those teams, and I wear some other jersey, that it's just not right?
No, I don't. Well, see, I've done it. I have done it. I have gone. I went to a game with.
I'm talking about like going to like a Rangers Blues game and wearing a Bruins jersey.
Okay, I went to a Pittsburgh game. I don't know who they were playing, and I wore a Blues jersey.
Yes, but that's because you're a fan of them. I'm talking about where you're not a fan of them. You're going to two teams, and you wear something of either a different sport or of just a general jersey.
To me, that might be.
I've seen this at baseball games. I don't know if you've seen this at Cardinals game of like people wearing the most random, stupid jerseys out there.
Oh, what you see at Blues games, and this is, in fact, you see this at almost every stadium. I don't think I've gone to a game, including playoff games, and not seen somebody wearing a Blackhawks jersey. Huh?
Right.
Well,
first of all, you're. I think here's the question though. Is your do you believe that the Cardinals are going to come back?
No. You can't get that far behind.
I mean, let me lay this out for you, okay? Cardinals are 6.5 games back from first place, and they're in last place. Okay?
No, they're not.
What are you talking about?
They weren't in last place earlier.
They're in second to last place. They are 25 and 34.
But they're not. There's somebody behind them.
The Cubs. Sorry, they're in the second last place. If you go to the American League East and try to compare that to the Yankees division, do you know that the Yankees are in third place and are 6.5 games back? 5 games.
But isn't everybody in that division over 500 or very, very close to
everybody's over 500, and the Red Sox are at the worst record in the AL East would be third place in the AL West, would be second place in the AL Central, would be tied for second in the NL Central, would be tied for third in the NL East, and would be tied for third in the NL West.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is right now. But for me, with the Cardinals. You can lose 10 games in a row or 11 in a row. You can do that in the middle of the season if you're above 500. You can't do it at the beginning of the season because it's almost impossible to come back.
Okay, but they have. If I was right. Okay, let me just. Let me check this out again because I thought I remember. Okay, in their next couple games. Okay, if you look at their schedule. Okay, I understand that they haven't been playing Cardinals type of games, but if you want to look for a chance to just get heat, you're going to be playing. Okay, you're going to be playing a hard series this week against the Rangers, but after that, you're playing 3 games against the Red, 3 games against the Giants, 3 games against the Mets, 3 games against the Nationals, 2 games against the Cubs. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 games against mid teams.
Yeah, but they're one of those teams themselves. So
I understand.
I can't look at that. I can't. Their
hitting
is
they are better. They are better than the Reds. They're better than the Giants. Better than the Cubs and the Nationals, and they're equal maybe with the Mets.
Yeah, but they just don't have the pitching, and their hitting is hot and cold. Right? They don't take pitchers deep in the count, and they're swinging for the fences.
Well, you could swing for the fences if you're hitting home runs at least. That's it.
You're not, yeah, but you're going to strike out more than you are. You've got. I remember hearing this one time, and it went. Ta-da! Sometimes the worst thing that you can have happen, get a home run.
I did not realize Garrett Cole is 7-0.
Right. The worst thing that can happen sometimes is a home run because it will kill momentum.
I don't think the Cardinals have that bad of an ERA. Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
Let me check. I'm very into my MLB stats. So,
what's their plus minus?
I can find that in a second.
Like minus 30 something, I think.
Here, I have the run differential. Run differential 2023. They are St. Louis. St. Louis is, I'm sorry to say, they're +5.
I don't know if this. I got them at 25 and 34, and in last place. Holy cow!
They are. I know they're in last place.
They were in third for a while.
Yeah, they are. St. Louis is +5. At home. At home they actually are a +14, and away they are a 1 second. At home they are a +14 also. That's their problem.
You're 9 games under 500.
Away
That's just too hard to come back from.
St. Louis is -9 when they're away.
They're just 9 games under 500. That's just too hard to come back from.
Well, in the entire month of May, since May, if you go since May, St. Louis has been a -13.
Hey, man, I'll be right back. Stand by, okay? You get to talk for a bit.
All right. All right. Guys, gone. What are we doing? Okay. Very interesting. This Panthers Vegas series actually sets up something very interesting, and that is, an 8 seed coming to actually win a Stanley Cup, possibly. I think this is where it's so intense to try to figure out, because the Panthers in an 8 seed, if they go ahead and win the Cup, dude, they grab the entire NHL's attention after a trade that, if you look at it, they pretty much stole Matthew Tkachuk, who pretty much has been the MVP of these playoffs, been the best player in these playoffs, possibly. No matter what other players were doing, Matthew Tkachuk's goals mattered the most. He did the most. An absolute amazing job by Tkachuk. I was saying how if the Panthers win this Cup, it sets up one of the best and most amazing moments in hockey since the Kings. We don't talk about that Cup when the Kings won their last cup. We don't talk about that ever, Guy. Okay? Okay, we won't discuss certain things about the Blues, but we will never discuss the Kings winning the cup. And
oh, did they beat the Rangers?
oh, they beat the Rangers, and I'm not happy about it since then. Okay. We don't
You gotta love how I can just give you shit like that.
Dude, my kid is sleeping, but if my kid was not sleeping right now, I would go off on such a Guy rant right now. But 1 second, I'm doing this. 1 second. We got to do a Guy. Listen here, okay? And everybody, everyone's going to give me heat for this. But in that cup, they were the better team.
I just muted him.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and put in my background a picture of Tarasenko.
Oh, come on. You got to admit that was perfect, man.
That was good. But
Shags, I got to tell you, man, I appreciate you so much. You were one of those people that I've met through doing this that just I appreciate you so much, man. I don't know what else to say.
You got to think the fact that my podcast didn't work out. You know what? I did 49 episodes, and I was up to my 50th episode. It was going to be like a big, that's like the first big episode is your 50th episode. And I said to myself, I'm so happy I stopped on the 49th. You do your 50th and you say, I made my first milestone and then I quit. Sounds bad. If you didn't even make your first milestone, you just screw it.
I think I have over 1,000 videos, man.
I actually was watching, guys, some of your old videos.
How old?
I'm talking about like
before it was live.
Maybe something like that, like 2004, maybe.
Huh?
Does it make 2004 make sense?
No, I didn't start this until
maybe 2008. I don't know.
I didn't start this until 18.
Right. I have to remember you were doing a different championship round game.
Was that the
Fly? No, Devils. Fly.
I did one with the Capitals.
Maybe it was the Capitals. I don't remember.
And that one, I think I did a live stream for the Capitals, and I think that one got like 1,000 or something views.
Yeah. Well, it happens to be that nowadays, because everything has become so media attentive, it's so much harder to get your videos out. It used to be like if you were doing one of these, it was like, let me tune into Guy doing the game. But now it's like there's like every person out there is doing it.
I know, and that's why I don't care.
Right, and that's what you do. Right, and that's also why I really wanted to start a sports podcast. Just like in general, do some hockey, some football, some baseball.
Yeah.
And someone asked me, so why don't you do it? You'd be great. And I said, let me explain you something. Unless you have a team out there that sits there and makes sure that your podcast and you put crazy money into it, you are not going to get big.
You know what? Even if you put crazy money into it, you're not going to get big. Because I put money into mine and I went nowhere, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a $5,000 camera.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I'm not even discussing the camera. I'm discussing even if you use, a garbage camera, at the end of the day, to go ahead and try to get yourself onto every platform and put out ads or whatever you want to do, and make sure your media is clean, and then maybe you want to get some other like things attached to it. Like that's why when I was working for that company, I was excited because I didn't have to do that part. I just had to do my video, my podcast, and that's it. And then I realized that they were taking so long to get to the next area, and they weren't exactly getting to the spot that I liked, that I said, it's not worth it. I thought that possibly there's a future in that, and I saw the future is not happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Either way, what do you think the keys are for this third period for either team to win?
Well, for me with Florida, it's take that momentum, keep firing the pucks on Hill, make him uncomfortable back there. For Vegas, it is get that puck in deep and start that low to high and make Florida uncomfortable because you have the puck in deep.
Right. I actually believe another part of the Panthers has to be puck time. They've got to keep that puck in the offensive zone. Don't allow the Golden Knights to get themselves set up. They are so good.
That's something that is something that I think that is a fundamental flaw in hockey thinking about you having to have the puck in the
No, but you have to have
offensive
extensive
zone.
time. I'm talking about you can't go in there. You know, the Rangers did this a lot. They go in there. They think they're cycling the puck. They call it cycling. What they basically do is just simply like one move and then they shoot it and then the other team gets it. You can't constantly be. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Extensive time. Get that puck in deep. Move it around. Get yourself. You know, you call it moving it deep. I call it moving it center. Keep that puck in the middle of the ice.
To me, it's not as much about you getting the puck into the offensive zone as it is you controlling the puck.
Do you know soccer? You know, in soccer, they have this idea, and I play soccer a little bit. They have this idea called like you have to center the ball. Always get that ball to the middle of the field. The whole time it's sitting on the outside, the goalie has easy view of what's going on. You need that puck in the middle where there's enough traffic in which you never know. A puck might go in by mistake on a simple backhand that someone tries. That's why.
Well, it's not just that. There's in soccer that the one stat in soccer that almost always tells you who won a game is possession. Right? Very rarely in soccer does a team that loses the possession win the game. Right? In the NHL, if teams started focusing more on puck possession, and what I'm trying to get at is teams do this so much, it's not even fun. In fact, I saw a prime example of this in the Memorial Cup the other day. Seattle and a CAM team, whatever TAM team was there, right? Team with KAM or whatever.
Yeah.
The team that team, Seattle was trying to bring the puck out of its zone and force the puck across the blue line. Ended up turning the puck over, and it came back and was scored on, and got scored on, because there's this thought process that you have to. Game is tied 2-2 with 17:23 to go in the third. Shots are 25-22. As me and Shaggy talk some hockey. I guess you would call it strategy. Start taking that puck, and when you're in your defensive zone, control the puck in your defensive zone. Too many teams thinks it's bad to pass it back and forth in your zone. It's not, because what it does is it forces the team that doesn't have the puck to come up. And when they come up, it opens the passing lanes.
Well, also
when they know that you're coming forward, they stay in the passing lanes.
Well, it also depends a lot on when you get that puck in your defensive zone. The question, I've seen this a lot. When your guy sends a pass long, you better be accurate. You can't be putting yourself. Yeah. You can't. No, but I've seen this so many times from so many teams. They cycle that puck behind in their own defensive zone, trying to get a good lane into the offensive zone and a good entrance, and then they send that puck long, thinking, "Oh, I got a guy on a break," and I'm not into that pass. The only way I'm ever into that pass is if I know that my guy.
I think that you need to spend. I think teams need to spend more time in their own zone with the puck, and force other teams to come up to open those passing lanes to move that puck forward. The game is tied 2-2 with 16:36 to go. Shots are 25-22 in favor of Florida. Florida is currently pressuring Vegas just a bit with some zone time and a few shots. There you go, Bubba. I hope that helps you out.
Oh, my gosh. Whew. I'm telling you, the Panthers are so good at just getting that puck back and forth to each other. It's amazing.
That's what I'm talking about. That's amazing. Exactly what I'm talking about. Puck control.
The passing. The passing.
Oh, nice. Bravotsky was there.
I mean, you have to be so good to just have the patience. One of the things that great passing does is it forces the other team to have to sort of stay a little back from you, because they know that you're passing it and not necessarily putting it on net right away. So they sort of have to just wave that stick in front of you and try to deflect that puck away. And that allows you to sort of circulate that puck around so you get the shot that has the highest percentage,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm talking about. What you do when you have puck possession, you actually open up passing lanes and more teams don't do it. They try and force the puck in or force it down and give it up and then try and go down there and do the forecheck. And a lot of times the forecheck doesn't work more times than it does.
Right.
Right.
Also the forecheck, if you're really good at it, if you take like take a team like the Bruins who forechecked absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
When they forecheck, one of the things they do is they are fast enough defensemen that they could get back.
But they're successful 30% of the time.
Exactly. But you have to have, sometimes when they're setting up lines and they plan on, let's say, having a strong forecheck. Now, people think that there's teams that always strong forecheck. That's not true. Everyone's game planning according to what the other team's doing. Against the Panthers, sometimes maybe a forecheck is the best thing because you could slow them down because they are a very fast team. So, that you have to be good at that, though, because they're so fast, they can get ahead of you quickly. Plus, even if if they turn over the puck, that's going to cause them also to be off because they're so fast. They're going to be trying to just get in that offensive zone. So if you could turn over that puck when you're, on that forecheck, that's one of the best things possible. Do you remember last year, 2 years ago, maybe it was, or last year against the Islanders? Islanders won a series, I think it was, on a Cizikas forecheck. He stole the puck and went in to win the game in overtime. I have to remember when that was exactly, but it was a huge moment to win the game. Maybe it wasn't to win the series, but it was a major, major win. The forecheck could be great with the right players,
Yeah, no, I can see that. I can see that. But when it comes down to it, Shags, I think that the NHL will start going. I think you're going to get a coach that starts realizing this. That
by the way,
puck possession is more important than getting the puck in deep. Controlling the puck in the NHL, in the NFL, what is by far the best offense?
What do you mean, team or type of offense?
Overall, the best offense in the NHL or the NFL. Pardon me.
And the best offensive defense in the NFL.
Yeah, that's right. The best offense is a good defense because the defense
gives the offense as much more chances to be able to have the ball.
Well, no, it keeps your offense is on the field longer. The other offense, their offense, you get a shorter field. You have more opportunities.
Yeah.
In the NHL, it's reversed. The best defense is a good offense.
That is ridiculous.
And that's the thing that I think so many people miss. Oh, wow. Bob is on.
My goodness, this team.
Oh!
Yeah, I saw that coming a million miles away.
Huh?
I saw that coming.
Well, I mean, that's the way you're going to beat Bob, with that low to high, and that's what they just got him with.
I saw that coming. That was.
Yep.
I saw that coming. That was happening. That was happening. All right. So now seems like the Knights took that as a wake up warning.
Well, I mean, again, what's important now is the answer. It comes down to the answer.
But the Panthers have been great with that the entire season. Not entire season. I mean the entire playoffs. Sorry.
It's always the answer. Right? In any NHL game, it's not them scoring, it's how you respond. Right? If you respond right, you are going to it's not going to matter what they scored. All right? You can get this thing tied back up. You have to respond. And it's how you respond.
Don't go away from your
always
game.
How you respond.
I've seen teams thinking they could get it back right now, and they just go for it, and they're just like slamming pucks, that very low percentage plays.
They've got to capitalize on a Vegas mistake, and they've done well with doing that tonight, but they've got to do it now, right? They've got to force Vegas into a mistake that they can capitalize on.
They're going to tie this up.
Huh?
They're going to tie this up.
I think they are too. Right?
No, they're going to tie this up.
And in fact, 4-3 would be the closest thing I would say to a non-low scoring game.
Yeah. No, I mean the hard part about this is that the Golden Knights, defense now could just a little bit lay back.
If they do, they're going to get scored on.
No, I'm not talking about fully lay back.
Huh?
I'm not talking about fully lay back.
No, if they lay back at all, they're going to get scored on. That's the mistake that I'm talking about. They've got to be on their defense. They've still got to be up in the faces of. See, that's the difference here, right? Tampa is such a fast team that you, as a defense, have to be on them. You have to play them almost man to man and not zone.
Right.
And Vegas plays zone a lot. And because of that, if they do that now, this is going to be 3-3. You cannot play zone. And now it looks like Tampa's on Florida.
Power play.
Yeah, on the power play.
Who do you think's the next Rangers coach? And who do you want to be the next coach?
I honestly don't care. Right? I don't know enough about coaches. I heard the one that I've heard today that kind of shocks me is that, at first I thought it was just a joke from one of them bad websites, but I guess they got it from The Athletic, is that Babcock is going to get hired for the Blue Jackets.
Yeah, no, that seems like it's going to happen.
See, I think that if that's the case, the Blue Jackets are shooting themselves in the foot.
The Blue Jackets only shoot themselves in their foot.
Well, think about this. You can't hire him because he's got a non-compete contract.
Right.
The contract so that's the one thing I was talking to somebody about this, talking to Lance about this yesterday, right? When you fire a coach, there are a couple of different ways their contracts can be written. Most coaches, their contracts are written that if they get another job,
terrible power play.
If they get another job, that their contract is now null and void. They don't have to pay it. Right?
Well, what's a contract to Quenneville going to look like if he gets reinstated?
Quenneville is not going to get a job this year.
No?
No. I don't think the NHL feels that he's done enough.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't think Quenneville, look, I said this in a lot of ways. I think Quenneville was right. This is something that should have been handled at a different level, not his level. However, he was so indifferent to it that he was even indifferent to, he even when the investigators came in, he had the same type. I mean, that was the one thing in the report that I got out of the report. That Quenneville was indifferent, that he was argumentative, and that he basically said, this wasn't me. This was something upper management should have done. It wasn't my responsibility. He looked at Kyle Beach as a black ace, not one of his top guys, and didn't want to deal with it. And he wasn't going to deal with it. Well, I don't think the NHL thinks that he has gotten off of that platform yet.
Well, the thing is that I do find that a guy like Quenneville, if he really wanted a job, I think he would put out a statement or something like that to the NHL.
Yeah.
And if and obviously even if the Rangers I don't think the Rangers are allowed to speak to him necessarily.
Nobody is.
Because they're not allowed to speak to him. I do have the feeling that that any team that wants him to do anything that's putting
he's been indefinitely suspended. He's been indefinitely suspended by the league.
See, the thing is, I do believe he's going to be back in the league. So it's just about when. So the question is, like, how does he get back in? Does he get back in because over time people don't care, or does he get back in because a team finds that he's the perfect coach? But he's not getting reinstated unless he's actually becoming a coach. I think it's going to come down to he does something that shows the NHL that he's changed his mindset. Yeah, you put out a statement. That's
this is different. I'm not talking about putting out a statement. I mean, it's got to be more than a statement. right? You gotta understand that. Have you read the report?
Yeah, I read a little bit. I didn't. I know
Okay.
when I spoke to you, I
He
read a little
was
bit.
combative
Ooh,
with
we got a man down for the Golden Knights.
Huh?
What's his name? Just got hurt.
White Cloud?
Yeah, he's down.
White Cloud?
He was down on a knee, and then he went right up.
It was
wow.
First of all, you read about the meeting that Kyle Beach had with management, with the ownership, right? With the GM and the owners. And then when they called Quenneville in, and Quenneville was just basically was in the meeting and left. No, I have a cup to win. I don't have time to deal with this. And that's the way he treated it. That was it. Well, when he got with the investigators, he basically said the same thing. I knew about it. It should have been held on a higher level than me. Problem is with all of this, the dude that did this was his boss, right? In almost every case that I understand, assistant coaches, all of them, they work for head coach, not the GM, right? GM may hire them, but their direct boss, their direct report is the head coach. Because of the way he treated this situation, I think the NHL just doesn't feel that he could handle another situation like this. I think the NHL is absolutely terrified that there's another situation like this just waiting to come out. I'm surprised the Ian Cole thing didn't go anywhere. Uh-oh, I just lost Shags. Lost you.
No, sorry. I was like trying to check something up, and then I exited out. I think there was some type of hush over there with Ian Cole.
Somewhat?
I think there was some type of hush there with Ian Cole.
The problem is the person that put that out disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Never responded to the NHL's request. Never. That's the thing with me with the Ian Cole. I'm not with that, Jason.
Jason's pretty much every single fan that's just rooting for Vegas.
Yeah.
Seriously, did
There's
you
still 9 minutes left. There's still plenty of time, and this game is chippy. That chippiness is going to hurt Vegas. I think that chippiness is going to hurt Vegas. I think Vegas is going to put somebody in the.
I think they'll take too many penalties.
Yeah.
That's an easy way to lose a series. You give the other team more power plays. I don't care if their power play's not good. 1 second, I'll be right back.
Okay. Excuse me. I'm still here, though. Can't believe that, I think Jason's been with me almost since I started. Way to go, Jason. Oh, good block there. Yeah, but I don't buy the you sweep, get swept thing. I mean, it happens every now and then, but it's not like it happens all the time. If that was the case, then the Blues would have swept Boston. Because Boston swept Columbus. Right? If I remember right. Columbus didn't stand a chance against Boston. Yeah, I've seen it with shutouts. Shut somebody out, get shut out. I've seen that. $7:48 to go. And now Florida's pushing it, so they're making some mistakes. They got to cut down on those.
All
Brought you
right.
back, Shags.
I am back. All right. What did I miss?
Nah, nothing so far. Vegas, Blair tried to bring the puck in, and they made a bad pass, and it went back the other way. They're starting to force the issue, and they're going to make mistakes if they do that. I mean, they've absolutely got to not force the issue. All right, just now, they tried to force that puck in.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about, taking that long pass in and trying to just stuff it in there. Yeah, you're
see, that's where the pass back would be so much better.
Right.
And taking some time in your zone. Passing that puck around in your zone, controlling that puck in your zone, and opening up a lane that gives you a possible breakaway or gives you a 2-on-3 or something like that. Definitely have to do that.
See, the thing is now you also have to be careful as a Panther, because you got to make sure that you don't get out of mind, out of sight on this game. You got to keep your mind in check. You get a little bit overreactive. You're down. You're probably a little frustrated. You're down. You want that goal to tie it. You got it. You got to keep your mind a little bit in tap over here. I found that actually, Guy, you wouldn't believe it, but probably my biggest problem when I play any sport is I'll get in my own head. And I think I get that a lot, where like I'm a good enough player that if my mind's in it, I'll be fine. But there are times where
Vegas just missed.
Ooh, nice.
There's this game. Now this game's over. And this is kind of a surprise to me, but that's I talked about Florida having to capitalize on a mistake. That was Vegas capitalizing on a mistake. That was absolutely Vegas capitalizing on a mistake.
Yeah, this is 4-2. This is.
They're looking at something.
What? It's not offside.
Oh, high stick.
High stick easily.
High stick.
No, that's going to take it away. It's going to be back to a 3-2. Man, oh my goodness, that's going to be gone. They're going to redo this. I don't care what. Man, yeah, that's going to be
because of the way he's bending down.
Yeah, he knows it. He knows it. He knows it. That's going to be. Yeah, that's man, that's that's done.
That's going to be looked at.
That'll be looked at. That'll be turned over. Nah, are they gonna second look over there? I don't know. But you notice that's a terrible pass. You don't pass that puck across like that. I mean, Tkachuk has been so good. I have no right to say that that was a bad pass in my mind, but that was a bad pass. You can't be sending that puck across the ice like that. You had a man to your right that was wide open.
Good goal. Good goal.
All right, this game over. My call. Wow.
Because, and there's the rules official talking about, the normal height of the shoulders, and you look, he's bent down, and the stick's just above his shoulder. So if he was standing up, it would have been below his shoulder. Yeah, and I can see that. I can see that because he is bent over the way he's bent over there. I can see that. I'm okay with that one. And then Vegas is back on the power play. I don't like this. I don't like the challenge rule with the. I think it should be a 5-minute. I think it should be a 5-minute. I said this before. I think what should happen on a challenge is there should be a 5-minute misconduct, like a fighting, right? But the way you do this is at the beginning of the game, each coach picks 5 players from the other team, right? And when you challenge and you lose your challenge, you have to pick one of those players that coach picks to serve the 5 minutes, right? So, I mean, obviously, you're going to pick 5 really good players or 5 high-end players, right? But what it does is this is too much of a penalty for judgment calls, right? On ones where they do it just to make it a timeout, just to get a timeout, I get it. But in a lot of cases, this is why goaltender interference doesn't get challenged as much as it should. Because if you're wrong on a judgment call, you go on the power penalty kill. I think that's too much of a punishment. That's why I think if you give it what I'm talking about, it's still a punishment, but it's a punishment that fits the crime. Does that make sense?
Right. No, I hear.
Right. And here's the thing is you also take away this one challenge per whatever, right? You have to have the timeout type thing.
So if you win your challenge, you should get another one.
Right. Well, you take that away, and let's say that I challenge 3 times. Each time I challenge one of the guys on that list that I took off, I can't pick them again. Right?
What do you mean?
So I have a list of 5 guys. On my first challenge, I picked guy 5. Right?
What are you talking about? Picking him to do what?
So you missed what I was talking about. So what?
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying which guys are you going to put on this list?
That's the other team. The other team's coach picks the 5 guys.
Okay. Right? I hear what you're saying.
So at the beginning of the game, you submit a list of 5 guys of the other team that you want to serve that penalty.
I hear. I understand that, but I almost feel like I don't even understand why the penalty is there in the first place because I don't know.
Because too many teams were using it as a timeout
100%,
when they were going to lose. They knew they were going to lose and just using it as the timeout.
Right, but that's where I said just add a timeout.
I don't think. I think that.
Why not add?
Well, first of all, the other thing was they wanted a lot of the offsides. They wanted a lot of the offside calls to go away.
But that's why they have something called a third. That's why they have in like the NBA and other things called a 30-second timeout, in which you could allow your team to take a deep breath for 30 seconds.
Well, they have a 30-second and then they have a 15-second timeout, don't they?
No, 30.
30?
30. They have a 30-second timeout. Right? In the NBA, you could take a 30-second timeout. Yeah. You could take, but why not add that to the NHL?
I think there should. First of all, I think there should be 1 timeout per period, not 1 per game.
I don't mind 1 per game. I think it should be 1 per game and a 30-second one per period. in which it's not.
I can see that. I can see that.
It's not enough of a timeout to run a play necessarily, but there is enough of a timeout to give your team a deep breath.
Yeah, I can see that. I
can
see that.
It'll also keep the intensity up. Let's say I'm a team, I'm down 3-0 first period. You know, nowadays you don't have a timeout to tell your team, you know, let's go. 30 seconds, let's get your breath, let's get a drink, let's get ourselves together, and let's get back on the ice.
See, for me, I don't mind the penalty. I just think that I think it's the wrong type of penalty. I think it should be a misconduct penalty. A 5-minute misconduct.
I understand where you're going. I don't disagree with the misconduct. I believe that once they're making it a penalty, they're going to make it a real penalty, and that's why they keep it like that.
But that's the thing. It's the punishment doesn't fit the crime, right?
You should lose that player.
No, it's not. What happens is you're getting a penalty on a judgment call,
right?
That's my problem.
And very possibly you saw something very, you know, your media team saw something that your mind was like.
That's the thing. That's why a lot of goaltender interferences don't get called anymore. Oh, Kachuk just got kicked off the ice.
That's basics. That was going to happen. He wants to pump up his team.
So you get this penalty that is somewhat of a judgment call, right? So most challenges now, the majority of challenges are won because they don't, the ticky-tack ones, they let them go. The thing is, the purpose of the rule was those ticky-tack ones. Not, oh yeah, it's obviously was offsides. That wasn't the purpose. The purpose was for these ones where it wasn't completely obvious, but it was offsides. Or it wasn't completely on. See, here's my other thing on goaltender interference. If you challenge goaltender interference and it comes back to this goaltender interference, that should be a penalty. Goaltender interference is a penalty. So if I'm getting a goal back for it being goaltender interference, that should be a penalty.
If Vegas wins this cup, I cannot wait for the Bruins' reactions to Bruce Cassidy.
They'll be good to him.
Really?
The fans will.
Nah. I think there'll be some nice hate.
Well, Bruins fans just give hate to give hate. All right, I lump the Bruins fans and the Flyers fans in the same. I've had no good experience with Flyer fans.
Right.
I had a guy, a Bruins fan, want to fight me in a game the Bruins were winning. In the game the Bruins were winning, this guy purposely ran into me and then looked at me like he wanted to fight me, and somebody else saw it and stopped it and got in on it because he absolutely knew that that's what this guy was trying to do. He was looking for a fight. And they were winning. This was game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. They were blowing the Blues out. It wasn't even close. And this guy's trying to fight me, Shags.
That's ridiculous. And plus, by the way, I mean, just
in St. Louis.
Just because the Bruins are winning, I find that story like just ridiculous for a Bruins fan to do that.
Right? I was looking down at my phone, walking through the tunnel. But I wasn't in the middle. I was on near the wall, right? Not like I was walking down the middle and walked right into this guy. I was on my side of the wall, right? You know, when you walk on the wall, you walk with the wall to your right side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you go down the tunnel, bud,
mm-hmm.
You know, you walk with the, hi, Mrs. Shaggy.
She's so, oh, I'm so embarrassed.
She says hi.
But you walk with the wall on your right side.
Right.
Our party for our tournament, every team was chanting Philly sucks. I love it.
I think nowadays everyone's chanting Philly sucks.
Yeah. So I've got my phone. I'm looking down at my phone, but the wall is right here, Shags.
Right.
Right? You see what I'm saying? The wall is on my right side, right here. It's not like I'm over here and the wall's an arm length away. I'm like the wall's right here. There's no way this guy
Right.
should have ran into me.
Hey,
Right?
look, guy. At the end of the day, we all know that Bruins fans are there for entertainment as well. So
yeah. So look, I mean, I was upset too, you know, but I just kind of backed off, and then some guy stood up and said, "No, you're good. You're right. Let it go." Right? And I was like, okay. Right? I mean, this guy immediately knew that the Bruin fan was drunk, looking for a fight, and stepped in. And I appreciated that. Right? I appreciated that.
there's no way they're coming back here.
Huh?
There's no way they're coming back.
I mean, you got you. I don't know what all the penalties are. I didn't see them.
Either way, you still got 2.5 minutes on the power play, and then they're only going to have about maybe around 20 seconds to start.
Did they get a 5? Oh, they got a 5 minute?
Yeah.
Oh, did Brady get a?
There was blood. Not 5 minute. They gave them a 4 minute.
No.
Here, watch.
So Bennett.
That was on purpose.
Bennett got a roughing. Kachuk got a roughing. Bennett got a 10-minute misconduct, and Kachuk got a 10-minute misconduct. So they got both of them, and nobody. And then Stephenson got a 2-minute minor. So that doesn't make sense to me.
Stevenson
gets a 2-minute minor for Vegas. So they must have given Kachuk something else.
Maybe.
Oh no, Bennett got a roughing. Oh, Kachuk got another roughing call. Okay, Kachuk got a double roughing.
I don't know why they even call it. Just keep it to 1 roughing on that. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, so Kachuk ended up with 3 penalties. He ended up with 2 roughings and a misconduct. That's why.
So Vegas is going to win game 1, which is basically what you need to do.
Not surprising.
Not surprising.
I actually think for the most part until the second half of the
Panthers ran this
Oh, wait
game.
a minute. Oh, Reinhardt just waited the extra step. Extra step. He could have made this interesting.
I don't think, even if he does. You have so much time.
Oh, there's a penalty coming up. Ah, there we go. Oh, nope. Brodsky just left it.
I think there was a penalty on that Reinhardt play.
Nah.
I think there was a penalty on that Reinhardt play.
No, because Vegas just scored.
No, I mean, there should have been a penalty on the Reinhardt.
Oh, yeah.
The guy, there should have been a tripping on his left. The guy on his left hit his skate. I want to see a replay of that because I think there was a easy penalty on that play.
Oh, yeah, I did think so, too.
On the Reinhardt thing, as he's moving to his right.
Hopefully I'll see you Monday, Shaka.
Yeah.
Shakalicious.
My goodness. That Reinhardt play should have had a penalty. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I mean, I think that's terrible reffing. They just let that go, and there was a stick clearly on his left foot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Why is that not a penalty? That's like an easy one. That's like everyone's watching that.
Now I see it. No, it's not. He barely got it up there. He just touched his shoulder with it. He didn't get around it.
Gotta see. Let me see it one more time here.
Well, I mean, it's up to Florida to regroup.
Yeah. I don't know. They won't call that.
It's up to Florida to regroup.
I mean.
Well, yeah. Shags, I'm going to call it a night, man. It's been
awesome.
I've been on for 3.5 hours, bud.
Amazing. Fine.
And I'm not going to wait the last 2.5 minutes. I'm kind of
no.
talked out. So,
right,
Shags, thanks, man. Hopefully you can join me on Monday night.
All right. Awesome.
Okay, buddy. See ya. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.